Okay, so what if you could invest directly in a high-yield avocado farm way over in Tanzania, but you could verify its growth right from your phone and get your dividends paid out automatically to your digital wallet? Well, today we're going to break down a project that's aiming to do exactly that. It's this wild merger of ancient agriculture and seriously futuristic finance. Let's get right into it.
Everything kicks off with this number, $9 million. Now, that's the capital target they need to hit to unlock this whole thing. But what does $9 million actually get you? It gets you this, 1,000 acres. And look, we're not talking about some little backyard farm here. This is a massive industrial-scale avocado plantation. This is the real physical ground floor for the entire investment.
And what do you fill those 1,000 acres with? This many, 145,000. That's how many individual revenue-generating avocado trees are going to be planted. Think about that. Every single one is a living, breathing asset. So let's put all the pieces together. The project is called Africa Digital Farming, or ADF. It's a $9 million initiative that takes a physical farm, a real-world asset, and does something called tokenizing it. That just means they're turning fractional ownership of the farm into digital tokens you can hold on a blockchain. It completely changes the game for how people can invest in something like agriculture.
But to really get why this is such a huge deal, we've got to look at the old, broken system it's trying to fix. We need to talk about the traditional barriers that have been holding back agricultural growth for way, way too long.
The heart of the problem really comes down to money. As it says here, high-yield agriculture is just incredibly expensive. Trying to scale up a valuable crop like avocados, even in a perfect spot like Tanzania, costs a fortune. And this creates this massive gap for the local founders who have the land, they have the expertise, but they just can't get the kind of funding they need to go industrial. And this slide right here, it just breaks down that old model perfectly. Founders had to rely on local banks. They had to prove ownership with these old-school, kind of murky paper deeds. Then they had to wait months for any kind of payout because of banking delays. And here's the real kicker. Often, they had to give up control of their own project just to get the money.
So how do you possibly fix a system that's slow, that's opaque, and just plain inefficient? Well, you give it a massive upgrade. And that is exactly where this whole real-world asset, or RWA, tokenization thing comes in to unlock a ton of new value. And check this out. This slide shows the difference so clearly, right? Instead of being stuck with local banks, ADF taps into global DeFi pooling. That's basically a way to raise money from investors all over the world using decentralized finance. And instead of those old paper deeds, you get on-chain verification, a transparent, digital proof of the asset that lives forever on the blockchain. This right here is the key idea. They call it the digital bridge. By tokenizing the farm, ADF lets pretty much anyone in the world invest through the blockchain. But here is the most important part. It brings in global money to fund 49% of the project, while the local founder keeps the majority control with 51%. It's literally the best of both worlds. And let's be super clear here. This isn't just some abstract digital idea. Every single token is directly backed by a physical, tangible reality. You've got 1,000 acres of actual land, and more importantly, 145,000 active yield generators, the trees themselves. Okay, so you've got a digital asset tied to a physical farm. That makes sense. But how do you guarantee it's all legit? How can you actually trust that your investment is secure when you're thousands of miles away? Well, that's where their tech stack comes in, with something they call the soil-to-wallet trust engine. The entire system is built on this trust engine. It's this incredible feedback loop of technology that's designed to guarantee the integrity of your investment, literally from the health of the soil all the way to the dividends landing safely in your wallet. And it works in 3 really simple but super powerful steps. First up, transparency. You've got these IoT sensors in the ground tracking soil health and tree growth 24/7. Second, verification. Drones are flying over the farm, giving you visual, undeniable proof of the asset. And third, automation. Smart contracts, bits of code on the blockchain, handle all the dividend payouts instantly. No middlemen. And this is what it actually looks like for you, the investor. You get access to a dashboard with real-time monitoring. You can see time-stamped drone photos, you can see live data on the soil, and an automated tracker showing the yield that's building up. It's what we call trustless verification, which just means you don't have to trust a person, you can just trust the data.
So, all this amazing technology, all this innovation, it's all designed to do one thing in the end: make money for investors. So, let's dive into the financial model and see how this all translates into harvesting actual digital dividends. All right, here are the numbers that really matter. The project has a 30-plus year asset life. Now, after year 6, the model projects a staggering $22.5 million in peak annual revenue. From that, 49% of the net profit goes into the investor dividend pool, and it all gets distributed automatically by a smart contract. This slide just lays out the whole flow, showing how the physical and digital worlds are perfectly synchronized. It all starts with stage 1. The trees grow, they get harvested. Then stage 2. The tech stack verifies everything: the drones, the sensors. And finally, stage 3. Automated dividend distribution. Profits go straight to investor wallets. Simple as that. And this phrase right here, this is really the core idea, the whole mantra of the project. Every tree is a node, every harvest is a dividend. It just perfectly captures it. You have 145,000 physical assets, the trees or nodes, that are connected to a digital network, generating real value with every single harvest. And wow, this infographic just puts the entire ecosystem on one page. You start at the bottom with the $9 million investment. That capital funds the 145,000 physical nodes, the trees. Those trees have a 30-plus year lifespan, and they eventually produce up to $22.5 million in annual revenue. That revenue then feeds the 49% net profit dividend pool, which is distributed automatically by those smart contracts right back to the investors. It's a completely self-sustaining, transparent financial engine. So after seeing how this model just completely re-engineers agricultural investment, the big question is, how do you get involved? How do you stay in the loop? Okay, this is super important, so listen up. This opportunity is coming, and you need to be ready. The absolute best way to do that is to subscribe for updates, follow this page right now, and then go follow at Tanzanian Diplomat on Instagram. Seriously, you don't want to miss the announcements on this. Stay alert. And that really is the final thought here. We've just walked through a system that merges soil with smart contracts, local farming with global finance. It's a system designed to be more transparent, more efficient, and more fair. So really, the only question left to ask is, are you ready for it?